Have you ever walked into a place and felt like you didn't belong? Not because you were rude, not because you did anything wrong, just because of the color of your skin. This is the story of Kemi, a young woman who just wanted a job, but what she found was much deeper. Kemi stood outside the bakery with a smile. She wore her best blouse. Her CV was in her hand. She took a deep breath. "Let's go," she whispered to herself. Kemi had just graduated from the university. She studied marketing. She had good grades. Her family had moved to this small town just 2 months ago. People were polite, but not friendly, not warm. Still, Kemi was hopeful. She pushed the door open. Inside the bakery smelled sweet, like warm bread and cinnamon. White tiles, glass counters, and a smiling cashier behind the counter. Behind the cashier stood a tall man with a grey beard. He wore a clean white apron. His name tag said, "Mr. Simons, owner." Kemi walked up to him. "Good morning, sir," she said, smiling. "I saw your help wanted sign outside. I came to apply." Mr. Simon stared at her for a second. Then he said coldly, "We are not hiring anyone." Kemi looked surprised. "Oh, but the sign is still there." Mr. Simons cut her off. "I said, we are not hiring. You can go." Kemi walked out slowly. She turned back and saw Mr. Simons laughing with a white girl inside the bakery. The girl was wearing an apron. She looked new, freshly hired. Kemi's heart dropped. She stood outside thinking, was it me? My skin? My hair? A white woman walked past her and whispered, "He never hires your type, sweetheart. Don't bother." At home, Kemi told her mother what had happened. Her mom sighed. "This is not Lagos, my dear," she said softly. "Some people here, they still live in the past." "But it's 2025, Kemi cried. "I have a degree. I was polite. I did everything right." Her mom hugged her. "Being right doesn't always protect us, but your truth will speak louder in the end." Kemi reported the incident to the local job office. They listened, they nodded, but nothing happened. No one called her back. No one followed up. A woman in the office whispered, "You should try a different store. The bakery has a history." 1 week later, Kemi started asking around. Every black person she met told a similar story. "He smiled at me, but never called me back. I applied 4 times. They hired someone else. I got ignored while white customers were helped first." It wasn't just her. This wasn't just a mistake. It was a pattern. Kemi had an idea. She borrowed a hidden recording pen from a friend. The next day, she walked into the bakery again. She wore a wig and glasses. This time, she didn't apply. She just watched. A young black man walked in and asked about a job. Simons told him, "We don't need anyone." 10 minutes later, a white girl walked in with the same question. Simon smiled and said, "We are always open to friendly faces." Kemi got it all on tape. At home, Kemi uploaded the video to TikTok and Instagram. She wrote, "Mr. Simons says he is not a racist, but watch how he treats people who look like me." The video was simple but powerful. In 2 hours, it had 3,000 views. By midnight, 50,000. By morning, her phone would not stop buzzing. Some people commented, "This is disgusting. Boycott Simon's Bakery. This is 100% racism." But others wrote, "Maybe he just didn't like your attitude. You people always play the victim. Stop crying about everything." Kemi tried not to read the hateful comments, but it hurt. Still, she had started something. The next day, the help wanted sign was gone. So were the smiles inside the bakery. Simons looked nervous. A group of black teenagers stood across the street. watching. One of them held a sign, "Not welcome here." Kemi passed by quietly. She didn't shout. She didn't fight. She just smiled and whispered, "Let the truth bake." When one person speaks the truth, it's called a complaint. When many people speak it, it becomes a movement. The next morning, Kemi woke up to a phone full of notifications. 342 new followers, 921 comments. "You are brave. We believe you. Keep going." She sat up slowly, stunned. Then her mom entered the room with her phone. "Kemi, you are on the news." The news showed a short clip. Local woman accuses Simon's Bakery of racial discrimination. They played her video. They blurred her face, but everyone knew who she was. Outside, people gathered near the bakery. Some held signs, some just stood in silence. Inside, Mr. Simons closed the shop early. The town split into two. One half said she's lying. He has a right to hire who he wants. You people are always angry. The other half said, she's not the only one. It's been going on for years. We've stayed quiet for too long. Kemi walked to the store and felt ices everywhere. That night, a rock smashed her mom's window. A paper was tied to it. "Shut up or get out." Kemi's mom was scared, but Kemi was angry. "I won't be silent," she said. "Not now, not ever." The next day, a man came to their house. He was young, white, and carried a notebook. "Hi, I am Jake. I am a local reporter. I want to hear your side," he said to Kemi. He sat and listened to her. He wrote everything down. Then he said, "You are not the only one." Jake and Kemi went around town. They found other stories. A black girl who said she was told to smile more if she wanted the job. A black man who was refused service after asking too many questions. A former employee, mixed race, who was paid less than her white co-workers. They all stayed quiet before, but now they were ready to talk. Jake published the first article, not just one, a pattern of racism at Simon's Bakery. It spread fast. Radio stations talked about it. More people shared Kemi's video. Customers stopped coming. The bakery was empty. Mr. Simons went on TV and said, "I'm not racist. I just want peace. People are trying to destroy my business," but no one believed him anymore. Kemi was invited to speak at her old high school. She stood on stage, nervous. Then she saw the students, all races, watching her with respect. She took a deep breath and said, "This isn't just about bread. This is about dignity. If you've ever felt small because of your skin, know this. Your voice matters. Your story matters. You matter." The crowd clapped. Some even cried. A full week passed. No one entered the bakery. Even white customers had stopped coming. Some painted signs. "Racism isn't good for business. We believe Kemi." Someone added stickers to the front door. "Welcome to everyone or no one." Kemi got a message from a stranger. "I saw your story in South Africa. You inspire me." Then one from Brazil. Then from the UK. Kemi sat in her room, her hands shaking. She had just wanted a job, and now the world was listening. They tried to break her spirit. Instead, she built a louder voice. A message arrived in Kemi's email. Subject: Community Justice Forum. Speaker invitation. "We would love you to speak about your experience. You are the voice of the new generation." Kemi stared at the screen. Her hands were cold. She was scared, but she clicked yes. Mr. Simon's Bakery stayed closed for 2 weeks. No fresh bread, no customers. The windows were dusty. The lights were off. Someone spray-painted the wall. "Truth tastes better than hate." He cleaned it, but it came back the next day. CNN called. They came to the town with big cameras and bright lights. They asked to interview Kemi. Her mom was nervous. "Are you ready for this?" Kemi nodded. "I didn't ask for attention, but I won't run from it." She spoke clearly on camera. "My name is Kemi. I am not angry. I am tired. Tired of being invisible." Simons was interviewed too. He looked older, tired, angry. He said, "I built that bakery with my hands. Now this girl and her phone are ruining everything." The reporter asked, "Did you treat black people differently?" Simons replied, "I hire who I feel fits the place. That was enough." The clip went viral again. People all over the country shared it with hashtags. Hashtag not welcome here. Hashtag the table turns. Hashtag Kemi was right. Students from Cambridge University started a petition. Simons Bakery must issue a public apology or lose its license. Over 300,000 people signed it. The mayor called a press conference. "We must be a town that listens," he said. "We do not support hate." One morning, Kemi found a white envelope in the mailbox. It was from a lawyer. Mr. Simons was suing her for defamation. He wanted 10 million in damages. Kemi cried. Her mom hugged her tightly. "Baby, this is fear talking. He's scared of what you made people see." They called a lawyer of their own. Dozens of people offered to help for free. The courtroom was full. Outside, people held signs. "Justice for Kemi. Let the truth speak. We stand with her." Inside, Kemi spoke her truth again. "I didn't lie. I recorded what I saw, and many people had the same story." The judge listened carefully. Mr. Simons shouted, "This is all fake." The judge raised a hand. "Sir, I have seen the videos. The world have seen them too." After 3 hours, the judge returned. He said, "Kemi spoke the truth. There was no defamation. Case dismissed." The crowd outside clapped. Kemi's mother cried. Mr. Simons sat down slowly, holding his head. The court had spoken. 2 weeks later, Simons Bakery was sold. The sign was taken down. A new name was painted, Unity Cafe. Everyone is welcome. The first workers hired 3 young people, a black girl, an Asian boy, a white teen with a disability. The community came together for the opening. Even the mayor came to buy coffee. Kemi now runs a podcast called Voices We Missed. She invites people to share their stories: racism, bullying, classism, ignored voices. Her voice now reaches thousands every week. She ends each episode with the same words: "Your story matters. Even if no one believed you before, I do."